quick talk. So I just had a little thing, a little something to say. That's all. But I guess when it comes to the whole industry thing and whatnot, I've spoken on this before, and I guess you could say that the more and more I experience it, the more and more I experience it, I'm different. And I guess, like, I think of it like this. Like, at the end of the day, I've never really fit into the crowd. Like, I've always been different. And that's just my life, period. So even when I see myself going into the industry, it's pretty much the same way. I'm not fitting into the standards. The standards are going to have to fit around me. And what I mean by that, I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn, I'm going to, okay, one second, because I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn, and that's just what it is. And I'm going to apply what I need to apply, but without changing the foundation of me. So, like, I do things a certain way. I can always improve. Always. I mean, we all can, right? Always improve. But I'm just not changing. Because at the end of the day, one thing I do not and will not do is do a complete 360, as they say. Like, no. I will always stick to me. So that's first and foremost, right? And I hope that there's more people that do that. Which there's been a lot more coming out here lately with people, saying no and sticking to what they need to stick to. Because at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that when something's meant for you, it's going to be for you regardless. So you're not going to have to fit a certain standard. Like I said, the standard's going to fit you or around you. And yeah, it's going to be straight like that. So can you really say that you're an artist if you're changing yourself? So if you came into something, you are an artist, right? And I mean, like, not just a rapper, not just a singer, but like, you're an artist. Like, your creativity and all that, like, it's all different levels to it, right? But at the end of the day, it's your freedom of expression, right? Can you really say you're an artist if you're going to compromise that for basically money or anything else that you want? Are you really an artist, or are you an opportunist? And that's something I've been preaching for a while now here lately, because it's one thing to be an artist, it's another thing to be an opportunist. Opportunists can express themselves too, and some of them, they might be dang good at doing it. But are you an artist? Because an artist is going to be true to their craft and true to themselves, okay? So that's all I'm saying. And that's just something that I'm not going to do. And it's no disrespect to nobody that I ever come across or nothing like that, but I just feel like the reason why the industry is crumbling the way it is now is because of the imperfect standards that was set for perfection. So it's like, people expect you to be perfect. Like, legit, they expect you to be perfect. And it's just like, did y'all forget we're human? Did y'all forget we mess up? But it's like, within that, it's like you can't mess up. But my brand is living to inspire. So when I go into this period, I'm gonna let people know it's okay to mess up. It's okay to fuck up. And it is what it is, because it happens to the best of us. And I just feel like with the generation that's coming up, the generation that wants to chase their dreams, they're gonna look at this and they're gonna be inspired by this. Because just because you fail once, don't mean you're gonna fail again. And that's the point for me. That's my industry standard. It's not keep going and doing all of that. It's not doing that. Like, of course, you're not gonna be a sore loser, right? You're not gonna be a sore loser. And again, everybody have their own process, and I get that. And I have my own process too. So going forward, I mean, I can't take away from me and what I stand for and what I believe in. And that's something that I really do believe in. Like, yeah, I like to show my flaws, as y'all know. You know, I don't mind doing that. And I do that because, you know, at the end of the day, people would show their perfection on TV with all the makeup and the waxing and, you know, now the BBLs and all of that. Like, I'm trying to show natural. I'm trying to make a statement that it's okay to have flaws at the end of the day. Because if you don't, you can go get anything you want in life. You can go pay for this, pay for that, pay for that, and pay for this. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy with yourself, when you go change it, it's still not going to do anything. You're still not going to be happy. You're still going to be sitting in that misery that you were sitting in before you went to get whatever you got. And that's my point, and that's why I move the way I move, and I come off how I come off. Because at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself, and you have to be happy with yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, ain't nobody gonna love you. Simple as that. Because you're not setting the standard for somebody to love you. Period. Okay? It's just what it is. So it's like, don't try to change yourself because you don't love yourself. Love yourself, and then the improvements will come within that at the end of the day. So you can always improve, but never completely change. You know? Anyway, never completely change though. That's the point. And I mean, it was supposed to be a little quick talk, but this ended up to be a whole video. But yeah, so I say that to say all of this to say, when it comes to you being you, like your authentic self, you're gonna stand out, period. So you're not gonna have to really try too hard to fit in. At the end of the day, you gonna give what's meant to give, because that's it for you to give. So that's just what it is, and that's just my point. So whenever you are in your purpose and you're walking within your purpose, you do it with less effort than anybody else that's trying to force that effort, versus them actually walking in the purpose and in the path they're supposed to be walking in. Because I will say this, if you doing what you're supposed to do in life, it's gonna be hard, don't get me wrong, but you built for this at the end of the day. So when you do something, they say a gift is something you do the best with the least amount of effort. So with what you do the best with the least amount of effort, 9 times out of 10, that's gonna be your purpose. So you should be walking in your purpose. Yeah, you should be doing that. At the end of the day, we need more people to walk in their purpose, to be chosen, to choose to do that. You know, we're all called, but few are chosen, and that's because people don't choose to walk the path that they're supposed to walk. But at the end of the day, when you do that, there's rewards for that. Now, of course, like I said, it ain't gonna be peaches and cream, and you're still gonna be tested for the testimony, but it is what it is, and you know, it builds character. So that's just what it is. But I think I'm gonna leave this here. That's all I pretty much wanted to say. Just when you're doing something, and I mean like you doing it for the love of it and not for the money of it, you can't let other people's standards or whatever they believe to be your belief, because don't automatically rule. What is this? I'll be back for part 2. Peace out.